Be strong.
Hello and welcome to Audio Bites, David Copperfield, a novel by Charles Dickens. Here we are with episode 6, so let's dive in. Life with Wickfits. Sometimes my aunt was strict. She chased away the donkeys, or anyone else for that matter, who dared to walk over the grass near her garden. But she cared about me. Living there was like something from a storybook. And I liked Mr. Dick. He was an interesting person. His family thought he was mad and wanted to place him in a psychiatric institution, but Aunt Betsy let him stay with her. I must admit that Mr. Dick was a bit odd at times, but he was gentle and kind. He was writing a book about his life. Aunt Betsy told me that he had been writing it for years, but he never seemed to finish it. The time soon came when I had to go to school again. My aunt took the advice of a trusted friend and lawyer, Mr. Mickfield, and I was enrolled at a school in Canterbury. Dr. Strong was the headmaster there, and he was a polite and well educated man. Aunt Betsy had arranged for me to live with Mr. Wickfield while I was away at school. I enjoyed living with Mr. Wickfield and his lovely daughter Agnes, who was 13, the same age as mine. She had long brown hair and clear blue eyes. Agnes seemed very mature for her age, and I often thought about what a wise and special person she was. She was like a sister. I trusted her and asked for her advice about many things. Agnes, I often think of my future and I don't know what I will do. Of course, you don't. No one knows the future. But you can prepare for it by doing well at school and learning from your mistakes. The only bad thing about living at Wickfield's was Uriah Heep, Mr. Wickfield's assistant. Uriah Heep was a skinny young man with greasy hair and long ink stained fingers. But it was more his manner that bothered me than his appearance. When he spoke, he twisted his body in a strange way, which reminded me of a snake. From the first moment I saw him, my instincts told me not to trust him. He pretended to be humble and lowered his head a lot when he talked to us. But I often thought him grinning slyly when he said, I am well aware that I am the humblest person in the world. My mother is likewise a very humble person. We live in a humble house. I was a bit uneasy one day when he insisted that I have tea with him and his mother. She was just as mysterious and frightening as a son. While we were having tea, they both asked me many strange questions. Do you know how much money Wickfield makes in a year? Where's your family from, Master Copperfield? They must have money to send you to Dr. Strong's school. I answered truthfully, but I was very uncomfortable and wondered why they asked such questions. Then, just as I was about to leave, there was a knock at the door. I was very surprised when I saw who it was. Mr. Micawber, my old friend from London. Ah, David, my boy, you will find that I turn up in many places where you don't expect me. When I saw Mr. Micawber and Uriah Heep being so friendly with each other, I felt a bit shocked, but I was happy to see my old friend again. Time passed peacefully, and eventually finished school when I was 18. I did very well in all my subjects. In fact, I got top marks. The time had come for me to leave Canterbury and to start my own life. However, it was difficult to say goodbye to Agnes. We were both very sad, but something more serious seemed to be troubling her. David, I am so worried about my father. Uriah Heep is an evil man. I don't trust him. He encourages father to drink a lot of wine and then tells him not to worry and that he will look after the business. Promise me, David, that you will come and help us if we need it. Of course, Agnes, of course I will. So here we come to the end of the episode 6. In case you've not watched the other audiobooks, I have check out the description. I've dropped the link to all of them. Thanks for tuning in and stay tuned for the next episode.